What is up, everybody? It is week 18. How you looking? How you living? How you feeling? How you doing out there on YouTube? Sad show today, Knipe. It's been a fun season with you. Thank you for joining me every single week. It's been fun. Hopefully, we'll do it again next year. Um, and we have some big games to talk about today, bro. How you feeling?
Good, man. So I got two congratulations to point out here real quick. First of all, Max, hey man, 5K, dude, that's huge. That's awesome. I'm happy for you, proud of you. Friend to friend, man to man. That's cool, dude. I know how hard you've been working. I know how much grind you put in, and for how long you've been doing it. And I know it's got to feel good. So keep going,
Thank you,
brother.
bro.
And big shout in the group chat. Y'all hit him up. Give my boy some love because he deserves every bit of it. And then sadly, I gotta do this, but shout out to my boy French. He did it. He did it. He pulled it off, man. That boy French. He now has 2 championships in the 10 years that our league has been going on. Max has 2 championships. I have 3, but hey, who's counting? But hey, French, great job, dude. That was awesome. Amari Cooper came through huge for you that semifinals week. That was awesome to see. And yeah, good job, French. Congratulations, brother.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming for French. So congratulations. I'm gonna be hearing that all year next year when he's coming over with the bell like, oh, the champ, who's the champ now? You already know, bro.
You have
already
to.
know.
That's part of the glory that comes with it.
Yeah, let's get some shout outs in here. We got Sud Fan, we got my boy Yankee Attic in the building. Spence is in the house as well. Big game for the Jaguars today. Spence, I know you're ready. Aricia talking about the Bears.
Man,
Come on
dude,
now.
that's gonna be a game, bro. I think that's gonna be an awesome
I
game.
might have to call that game since I had to quarantine myself over here.
Yeah.
But I might have to stream that game now. But let's talk about the pick'ems from last week, Knipe. You got a game on me. This is gonna go down to the final week here. 3-game difference between you and I.
Yep.
So I'm sure we're gonna be disagreeing a lot today because there's gonna be a lot of crazy stuff that's going to happen. Some teams are, resting their players. Some teams need a win. Some teams are fighting for seeding. So we'll break it all down with you all and join us for the ride. But before we get into the games, I want to throw this screen up here and talk about this a little bit. We have some players with incentives that's going to happen today. So Joe Mixon can earn an extra $100,000 with 2 total touchdowns. Now, I'm saying this because this could be some DraftKings plays because these guys are going to be fighting for that stuff, man. Ezekiel Elliott can earn $300,000 with 101 scrimmage yards. Doable. Preston Smith can earn $1 million with 2 sacks. Let's go, Preston. And Bud Dupree can earn $1 million with 1.5 sacks today. So that's the incentives for some players that's going to be going on, during the games today. We saw Jadeveon Clowney. He got his little sack incentive, so that was pretty cool to see. He was going crazy on the sideline there. But did you watch any of the games yesterday?
I mean, I caught a little bit of them. I was following on Bleacher mainly, just because I've been moving. So life has been a little bit crazy over the last 48 hours or so. I'm extremely tired right now. But I'm gonna get through it, and we're gonna be just all right. I got my babies again, so everything's
Hell
good.
yeah. Hey man, that's all that matters, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, the Steelers beat the Ravens. It was a rainy game. Ravens benched all their players. Steelers won, so now the Steelers could make the playoffs if the Bills lose. Come on, Simba. If the Bills lose. He's been going crazy this
Simba's hilarious.
Yeah. So we'll see. That's gonna be a big game we're gonna talk about later. But let's get into the games. Also, the Texans beat the Colts, so they are in the playoffs. CJ Stroud, man, 20 for 26, 264 yards, 2 touchdowns. Nico Collins went crazy, had almost 200 yards. Basically, all the yards for CJ Stroud was all Nico Collins. So it was insane, bro. Good game by both teams, but Tyler Goodson dropped a wide open dump off in the flat. But I want to talk about before. Hold on, before we get into this game, let me go this screen real quick because I want to talk about Shane Steichen here because Jonathan Taylor was running down the field, destroying the Texans all game long. They decided to take him out 4th and 1. and they put in Tyler Goodson. He used to play for the Packers. I know this man. I'm not saying he's a bad player, but come on now. Jonathan Taylor was destroying the Texans. And then you take him out and call a pass play a little dump off when that was the only pass that Minshew threw in that whole drive.
I saw that play and I was like, dude, this is supposed to be basically your best play. You know what I mean? Like, this 4th and 1 for the game. This should be who do I trust the most? So you're telling me it's like I've loved what Shane Steichen did the whole year, but dude, it can come down to one play, and I mean, like, he's still a great coach. Don't get me wrong, but when you do that, when you give the ball to Tyler Good, you got what you deserved, man.
That's what I'm saying.
And honestly, I'm happy that I'm so glad that bad coaching does not get rewarded, because it shouldn't have been rewarded. It should have been Jonathan Taylor. He is the most trustworthy player, or it should have been Michael Pittman at bare minimum. I don't understand, man. To me, it's you got what you asked for, basically. So I mean, Shane, hey, recharge, great job this year, but hey, better luck next year. Kevin Stefanski did a better job with the backup quarterback than you did.
Yeah, man. I mean, you saw there was footage of him talking to Minshew on the sideline. That's on you. We had it. Yeah, I don't know if you saw that or not. Yeah,
hit his hands, dude.
I'm like, bro, like you couldn't tell me Jonathan Taylor would have got 1 yard there. I'm sorry, but like, let's move on to the games today. But I just wanted to talk about that because that was just flat out it's dumb. Like, I couldn't believe they called that. What's up, Jonathan? Good morning, bro. Are you calling the Bills and Dolphins? I might, depending on how I feel, guys. Depending on how I feel. We're gonna start today off with the Browns taking on the Bengals. So right now, the Browns have nothing to play for. They locked in the 5th seed for the AFC. No starters are gonna be playing. It's gonna be PJ Walker starting for them. No Flacco. They're gonna probably bench Ford. We'll see who. I know Amari Cooper's not gonna play in this game, so. We just touched on the Joe Mixon incentives here, Knipe. So right now the Bengals are 7-point favorites at home. The over-under is 36.5. I mean, you saw what happened yesterday with the Steelers and the Ravens. When a team doesn't really have anything to play for, I know they want to play for pride and they want to go out there and give it all they got, but the Bengals, they're going to be playing everybody. Might as well. It's the last freaking week of the season. So if they're healthy, they're probably going to be out there for the Bengals. That being said, I'm going to take the Bengals here at home. I think Joe Mixon could have a big game. I'm sure the Browns are going to be benching a lot of their key defensive pieces as well.
Yeah,
There's some incentives going on with them as well. But give me the Bengals here winning at home, holding down home field.
Yeah, these like exhibition type of games is what I consider them, just because when there's nothing to play for on one side, it kind of makes it a little bit awkward. Even though, obviously NFL players, even if they're backups, they're still going to, try their best, but they're backups for a reason. So yeah, unfortunately, I got 3 games to make up, but I don't think I'm going to do it on this one. So let me get the Bengals to win as well. I mean, they're at home. They have their normal quarterback. Joe Mixon has the every reason to play hard today. And Jamar Chase is not sitting either. So yeah, let me get the Bengals to get the touchdown victory. I think I would take the over, or like take that spread.
I will say this, guys. If you're going to put some money down on some games, do not bet on these games. Do not bet on the games that don't matter. Like, put your money where the games matter.
Oh, come on. Let them have some fun.
Oh, no. I mean,
put your money wherever the hell you want.
I mean, if you want to take the money line, go ahead. Go ahead and take the Bengals. I would be okay with that, but I'm not doing no spread. I'm not for the games that don't matter. So take that with a grain of salt. I mean, I haven't hit a parlay in probably 7 years, so who knows what, who cares what I'm talking about, but I'm just throwing out that little tidbit out there. But, yeah, man, like you said, exhibition games, still fun to watch, but it's going to be fun for DraftKings wise. Let's go down to the Vikings and the Lions here. Lions already clinched the division, the NFC North champions. Vikings are eliminated from the playoffs. They are going to be starting Nick Mullins. Let me get your take real quick on the Vikings, because we touched on them yesterday or last week after they decided to start Jaren Hall. I know you watched the game last week. What are your thoughts on the Vikings' decision to do that, bro?
Do you remember what I told you? I said, dude, if they start Jaren Hall, you're welcome. Basically, like,
yeah,
O'Connell did you the biggest favor possible. Not even that I think the Vikings really would have potentially won, but I said this on the show last week. Like, I mean, Jaren Hall was the favor of a lifetime. You're going to start a rookie in a primetime game who hasn't he got concussed like 2 plays into the first time he went out there, so I'm going to consider this his first start basically. Dude, O'Connell, what, bro? There's no way you get paid that much. Like, I don't get paid that much money, but dude, you get paid a lot more handsomely than I do, and I know that. I'm on my couch, bro.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why you can't just use your brain and put 2 and 2 together. Like, and Josh Dobbs too. Like, I won't understand that. Like, I would have gone with Mullins or Dobbs because they're veterans. But how are we ignoring the fact that, dude, Dobbs at least like has had some heroics this year? You needed a miracle. Put the guy in who's given you a miracle already this year. Like, what? I understand he had a few awful games too, but like, dude, I mean, I don't know. Just Jaron Hall, that was hilarious. It was deserved. I love that you guys whooped their ass. It was great. And I mean, like I said, it was well deserved. So Vikings, O'Connell, I guess you didn't want to win. It seemed that way because that's the kind of decision making that was made. Was I give up and I don't have any more answers.
Valhalla is a Vikings fan, so he's chiming in saying O'Connell faded to the majority of the Vikings fans' wishes on that one. Then those same fans went silent.
Dude, that's piss poor leadership. That's horrible leadership, and that's not how you run a football team. I mean, I understand fans can have an influence to a degree, but you don't let them make decisions ever. You're paid for a reason, and it's because you don't think the same as everybody else potentially, or whatever the case is. But like, dude, everything from common sense, people who watch football, people who study football. There's no way. I feel like 31 out of 32 coaches would have started either Nick Mullins or Josh Dobbs, and because a veteran in prime time. And if it was a 1 p.m. game, I would have given it a little more of a leeway. I've been like, all right, well, maybe there's less pressure. Everyone knows there's less pressure on the 1 p.m. starts. But when you're in Sunday Night Football, dude, in front of the whole country, like, what are we doing, man?
Yeah, absolutely agreed. Clown shit. Maybe they didn't want to win. Maybe they're just going for a better draft spot. Who knows, man? But yeah, I did not expect a beat down like that. But I'm glad it happened. Sorry, Valhalla. Go Pack, go. But let's touch on this Vikings and Lions game. So the Lions have a little bit to play for here today. They can get the number 2 seed now. And who cares really? It's like, who do you want to play? Like if they do get the 2 seed, they could be facing the Packers or the Seahawks in round 1.
But isn't that only if the Cowboys lose to the Commanders?
Yeah, exactly. That's only if the Cowboys. But I mean, but for them though, they have to go out there and play because the Cowboys play at 4:30.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, we need a win still, just in case some crazy miracle happens. But we all know the Cowboys ain't losing today. But for them, for their standpoint, I know Dan Campbell's gonna, he's gonna go out there and at least play these guys for a half. So that being said, I think I got the Lions here taking this win. It's a 4-point spread at home. 46.5 is the over/under, so high scoring game. But give me the Lions finishing out a nice regular season at 12-5.
All right, well, I got to make up some ground and let's have a little fun. Mullins. I'm just gonna hope that his crazy ass can just pull off a miracle today, man. Because that's a wing and a prayer, and hey, who knows if he's gonna hit? He's like the weirdest roulette pick of all time. He's like picking 00 on roulette, and just throwing all your money down. But yeah, let me get Nick Mullins to pull off this miracle win. Because I mean, dude, at the end of the day, you got Jettas, you got Jordan Addison, you got some talent around you. You know what I mean? Ty Chandler's playing like a baller. So I mean, it's not that, and the Vikings defense is straight. It ain't like their defense has been terrible. I mean, you guys did very well against them, but I mean, overall, they have been a good defense. And I'm just gonna say that divisional game, even though they're not really gonna spoil obviously the Lions' chance for anything. It's still gonna feel good to go out of the year with a W. And trust me, Nick Mullins is gonna be trying his best, and so the whole team is gonna be. I don't think they're gonna give up at all, even if the coach did last week. So. I'm going to take the Vikings to get this upset victory. It's not my upset of the week, but it's my upset victory.
Yeah, Mark Speed saying good luck, man. He's a Lion fan.
I know. I love the Lions. I think the Lions are awesome. I think everyone wants to see the Lions versus the Rams because I mean Stafford and Goff.
Yeah.
All that, dude. Like that's going to be such a fun matchup, dude.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because, we'll talk about it more whenever we get down to the games, but there's a lot of seeding implications for the NFC today, so it's going to be fun to watch and break down. Speaking of a big game, this is one of the big games on the slate here because the Jaguars need to win this game now. Right now, as we record this, they are out of the playoffs because the Texans are in first place of the AFC South. By the way, I want to shout out to the Houston Texans real quick because week 1 through 5, I was like saying Texans aren't going to be a good team. I mean, they have a good core. They have a good thing going with CJ Stroud. Maybe they'll be good in a couple of years, but my God, I was completely wrong. 10-7 Houston Texans, hats off to y'all, clinching a playoff spot already. But let's get back to the Jags. I know Spence is in the house, so he's gonna let his voice get heard. Jaguars need to win this game, but the major question mark is if Trevor Lawrence can play, which I think he will. There's no way Trevor. Yeah, people are saying he might not play. There's no way he's gonna miss this game. He's gonna be on one leg, one arm. Doesn't matter. He'll be out there, and he's gonna suit up for this game. Jags taking on the Titans. Jags are 4-point favorites on the road. Also, another injury note for the Jaguars. Christian Kirk got activated off the IL or IR. And he's still a game time decision. They had to activate him because then he would be available for next week. He could be out there as well. So the Jaguars are getting some pieces back potentially. You don't think he's going to play? No.
Core muscle injury, man. I remember a guy on the Packers who had that, and it said almost a minimum of 6 weeks.
Lazard.
Before you can return to action, and yeah, it ain't been that long. They're just doing that to get him ready in case the playoffs come around.
Yeah, I figure that's gonna blow up my DraftKings foreshadowing there, but I got the Jaguars winning here, man. I cannot see a day where the Jaguars don't win this division. They don't make the playoffs. I know a lot of people have some money on this game. A lot of people had futures bet on the Jaguars winning that division because it looked like a for sure thing before the season started. I got the Jaguars winning here. They're going to win that AFC South, and they're going to have a home game in Jacksonville next weekend.
Upset of the week.
No way.
Upset of the week.
Wow.
Let me get them Tennessee Titans on the road, at home. Jaguars being on the road. Dude, the Jaguars they're fizzling out so hard, and I feel like it would just make sense for them to miss at this point because – I mean, even when Trevor has been out there, he's had a good stretch of 3 good games, I think. And that's just not going to be enough to get it done, dude. The Titans know that, the Titans are going to try so hard to keep a divisional opponent out of the playoffs and not winning not taking the AFC South. And I think the Titans being at home is going to be huge, man. It takes one play, just one momentum, swing to change things. And whether that be a Trevor Lawrence fumble, or a turnover of some kind in a bad scenario. I can see that happening for the Jaguars because they're not fully healthy and their O-line is pretty trash. The Titans defense, can pull off, they can do something. They're not useless. They're not like the Panthers defense or something, And I think the Titans pull this off. I think it's gonna be a tight, nitty-gritty game. But I'm gonna, Spence. Sorry, man, but I think you guys are gonna miss the playoffs because you don't deserve it at this point. You really look at your team and tell me the Jaguars deserve the playoffs over the Houston Texans. I think I already know the Texans are in because they get a wild card regardless. But I think the Texans look like the division winner because they look like a more complete team. And hey, Mark Speed, guess what? Things are made to change, and NFL evens out, bud. And when teams know that they can keep another team out, that's going to be a huge motivation factor. Let me get the Titans for the upset win of the week and the Jaguars to miss the playoffs.
Damn, that's a hot take right there. Okay. Some fireworks going off already. Let's go. But damn, you think Ryan Tannehill can do it? You think he can take down the Jaguars?
Yeah, why not?
I want to say this though, Derrick Henry being voted to the Pro Bowl over Travis Etienne is a crime. But
the Pro Bowl's dude.
I know. But all right, let's see what happens, bro. Like I said, it's one of the biggest games on the slate for me because it's a big game for the Jaguars in general. Let's go down to a not so big game, the toilet bowl almost. The Jets taking on the Patriots here, and right now it's some snow falling in Foxborough, so could be a very run heavy game for both sides. Zeke needs 101 scrimmage yards. He might be able to get it today, but the Patriots are favorites at home. minus 2.5. Over under is 29.5. I think that is the lowest over under that I have seen this season. That is crazy.
Yeah.
You know what? I got to go with the Patriots here. And Mark Speed, you know why? Because I'm biased. We own the Jets' second round draft pick. The Packers do. So I want the Jets to lose to get lower and lower. Right now they're at the 8th spot in the so 38 or I'm sorry, 40. They're drafting 40th in the second round. So I need to get a little bit closer. You know what I'm saying? Let's get a better draft position. I don't like the Patriots. I hate picking them, but for that reason, let's go Patriots. I know the Packerland is going to be rooting for them today, and I'm right there with them. Let's go, Pats. They're going to win this game. Bailey Zappi is going to zap those Jets out of freaking competition. Patriots win.
All right, man. Well, I think I picked the Jets as my upset of the week probably like 6 times.
Yeah.
Because,
yeah.
I love my old coach, Robert Saleh. And, just like with Mike McDaniel, I love that dude too. But yeah, I'm going to take the Jets again, man, just because I think they're a more complete football team. And even though it's Bill Belichick's more than likely his last game, and that's going to be, I understand it's more favorable to, like to see the Bill Belichick era end in a win. I just don't know, man, because the Patriots looked like crap so much this year. The talent, like Zeke doesn't scare me, Hunter Henry doesn't scare me, Zappi doesn't scare me, and at least the Jets have Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson. Like I understand their quarterback is dog water as well, but those two players alone, like Breece can take this game over. Like he can have another huge game. What he had, there was I think last week or a week before, like 16 targets or something like that, so like 100 yards. Which is just outrageous for a running back, which, I mean, hey, PPR or even standard fantasy-wise, like that's amazing. But yeah, I think the Jets just have better skill, and better skill is going to win at the end of the day. And they're not, they're playing for nothing, essentially. So, this is going to be like an all-out, bloodbath, in my opinion, because it's like, dude, last game of the year, let's just go hard. And I trust the Jets guys to go harder than the Patriots guys. So, yeah, let me get Robert Saleh on the Jets to take home the win for the last game of the year.
Both teams want to lose. Patriots going for Drake May. They're going for the number 2 spot. I wanted to touch on this little scenario because I sent it to you. I know you don't really care about it, but some people do. The Commanders and the Patriots are right now tied for the second spot picking overall. The Commanders own the tiebreaker right now. However, if both teams lose and the Falcons beat the Saints, then the Patriots flop with the Commanders because of strength of schedule. I know it's a lot to wrap around. You might need to rewind it. That's why we do this. We break things down for you scenario-wise. The rise of the Jets is back in the house. We haven't seen him in a minute. Bill Belichick will not lose to the Jets on his final game with the Patriots.
Dude, that's hard to say when the talent is so lackluster, man. Like, I agree. Like, that fits the narrative of like Bill Belichick wins his last game as a Patriot, but like, really, like, I'm not so convinced. Like, that's not a guarantee at all, in my opinion. Like, you're gonna tell me, like, if you had your bank account and you had to set aside half of it, and you're gonna be that confident in the Patriots, like, nah, dude, this isn't like just a gimme game by any means. Like, the Jets ain't just gonna roll over and let Bill Belichick win. Do you think Robert Saleh is not going to go into those meetings and be like, do you guys want to let Bill Belichick walk out a winner, or do you want to rub his nose in it and get a division win and make him walk off a loser? I would rather make him walk off a loser, and that's these guys. You have to remember like the human side of it, and the Jets are going to be motivated. They're not going to be unmotivated. So I still think the Jets just have more talent. So I'm going to take the more talent.
Yeah, well, last week, remember I said the Bills and Patriots. I was like, I wouldn't touch that spread. It's gonna be closer than that spread, and it was a 6-point game. Patriots were giving the Bills a run for their money.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they do here against the Jets, man. Going down to the Falcons and the Saints, NFC South division. Falcons, I think they have a shot to win the division if they win and the Bucks lose. I think, right? Or
the Falcons do?
Well, they had to win today, and the Bucks have to lose against the Panthers. They will all finish 8-9. I don't know if they own the tiebreaker or not.
Dude, that cannot happen. Dude, if Arthur Smith gets any reward for the horrendous coaching he's done this year, I will lose my mind.
Well, that's if the Bucks lose to the Panthers. I don't think that's going to happen. But right now, the Saints are favored by 3 points. The Saints could win the division. Same thing if they win and the Bucks lose. So this division right here going to go down to today. I had the Saints winning the division before the season started. Doesn't look like that unless the Bucks flat out collapse. But I know Jonathan's in the house. He's a Falcons fan. That's my guy. Falcons win by 7. Panthers win last second field. I'm sorry, bro. I don't think that's gonna happen today, man, because I got the Saints beating the Falcons. I always pick the Saints wrong. So it might be good that I'm picking the Saints, Jonathan, just to let you know. But they're at home. They just have a better team overall than I thought. Like, Saints are better than the Falcons. It just depends on how Derek Carr plays. So if he can play average, the Saints defense can stop Desmond Ritter. I think, or Taylor Heineke, whoever the hell they're throwing out there at this point. Who knows? Week by week, it might change. But give me the Saints here holding down the Caesars Superdome.
See, this is my question to Mr. Sosa in the chat. Do you really want that to happen? Because you realize if that happens, Arthur Smith will 100% be back if he makes the playoffs, which is sad because he's a losing record and make the playoffs. But you want him back, dude? I don't believe anybody. There's no shot that fan base. I don't feel like any single person wants him back. And I'm going to take the Saints as well. I know we've been kind of both picking the Saints incorrect the whole year. The Saints are at least at home. And this game should actually be like a nail biter as well. Like, this should be a close, hard fought game by both teams. But I'm just going to take the Saints because, I trust Derek Carr, like you said, more than the Falcons quarterbacks. Whoever ends up, it can change by halftime at this point. But I'm going to say Derek Carr can pull it off, even though I think that both teams will fall short of the playoffs because the Bucks again should handle the Panthers.
So one injury. I'm looking at the injury report. One news to talk about is Alvin Kamara is a game time decision. So that might be a huge blow if the Saints can't have him out there. But
yeah, I think Olave and Juwan Johnson will still carry the load though.
Yeah. Sorry, Jonathan. Maybe Young Wei Koo can actually hit a field goal today and win and help you guys have a shot because you need this team right here, the Buccaneers, to lose. They're on the road taking on the Panthers, and they're only 4-point favorites. Now that's Vegas screaming, bet on it, bet on it. They know something we don't know. I'm done betting on the Bucks. Every time I do, they blow up my ticket. I have a little bit of faith because of Ben, because of, you know what I'm saying, like they play great. Baker Mayfield's been balling. And then once I put money on Baker Mayfield, they're down 17-0, getting killed. So I'm done with this Bucks team, but I had to pick them today because I picked the Panthers last week, and that's 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks this year. No balloons, no balloons. What? Come on. I mean, the Panthers got shut out by the Jaguars last week. This team is a flat out joke. The owner's throwing drinks at fans, like he's getting fined. This organization is a flat out mess. The Panthers plan on firing the GM, so I feel bad for Bryce Young. There's going to be a new regime coming in a year after he gets drafted, so they're not going to be like, "Oh, I don't want this guy. I want my guy." Too bad they don't have a first round pick though. I mean, this Panthers organization is a flat out mess. Give me the Bucks here. Baker Mayfield is banged up, but he should be able to play in this game. He's one of he's like Trevor Lawrence, bro. He's going to be out there if he's on one foot, one leg, whatever. He's out there. So give me the Bucks holding down the fort. Big game for Rashid White. Foreshadowing.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Rashad. Yeah, that boy. He's going to have one.
Rashad, my bad.
Yeah. Also, this one I'm going to take the Bucks as well. The Panthers this is not like a difficult pick. In my opinion, this is one of those. This should be one of those easy ones. But yeah, let me get the Bucks to win by at least 10 points today. I think that spread's kind of disrespectful to a team that. Unless the Bucks defense just completely craps the bed today, like there's no reason that the Panthers should be able to score over 10 points, and I think the Bucks will get to 20. So yeah, let me get the Bucks to win like 21-10. I think that's a realistic point expectation. And yeah, there's not too much analysis on this one for me. I just think that the Panthers are terrible and the Buccaneers are rolling towards the playoffs, and I think they deserve that spot.
Yeah, and they're gonna have a home game too if they win this game.
Mm-hmm.
The rise of the Jets. The NFL should realign the divisions again. Put the Jets, Panthers, Raiders, and Arizona in the same.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. That's the only hope to make the playoffs, bro. I mean, we'll see what Aaron Rodgers does next year. I think the Jets are going to be way better next year with Rodgers if he can stay healthy. I mean, who knows at this point?
Yeah,
We
we got
got
robbed of a lot of good football this year. And I would also just like to real quick point out separate subjects. I talked about it, or we talked about them earlier, but the Steelers. Guess who's a backup?
Oh yeah, Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett's a backup, baby.
Mason Rudolph, bro. He's been looking good, man.
That boy Kenny Pickett ain't good at football. Let's go.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it? Colton's asking which two, Gibbs, Aaron Jones, or Zeke? I'm gonna go with Jones and Zeke.
Yeah, the two guys on teams the Lions at home, I can see them riding Montgomery to keep Gibbs fresh for the first round because I would rather have Gibbs more fresh than Montgomery personally if I was a coach. Aaron Jones is definitely going to be playing all out today, so Aaron Jones 100% for sure. And then Zeke has the workload, so if you like, and the Jets at least their defense is somewhat susceptible to the run, not the pass. And if you're PPR, then definitely Zeke. But if you're non-PPR, I would consider Gibbs. But I mean, you're betting on a touchdown. I think Jones and Zeke makes sense.
Yeah, I'm picking Aaron Jones by far. You got to lock him in because he's gonna do everything today. But Zeke has that incentives under his name today, so he needs 101 scrimmage yards, and I think they're gonna try to get that for Zeke. Might as well. There's nothing else to play for, really. So
I also hope to God that you're not playing in fantasy right now. I hope you're asking that for DFS or something because
yeah,
if your league, I mean, I understand we all play, half PPR, standard, all that different stuff. The scoring was whatever, but like we can all agree as a fantasy community that playing in this week is just about the silliest thing you can do because of the lack of, players playing. I mean, there's a lot of exhibition type of games. It's not competitive. It's not really fair to other teams in the league, in my opinion.
yeah. No, we did. We made that mistake one year, and that we'll never do it again.
Nope.
Chad said, I'm done with Kenny Pickett. He is too much of a drama queen. I'm sure a lot of Steeler fans are pretty done with Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, I told you he's a backup, man. He's a backup at best.
All right, man. We're getting down.
Let's go.
We're getting to the 4 o'clocks.
Let's see how biased we can get.
What game? What a game to start the 4 o'clocks today, man. First of all, great week for Red Zone. There's 7 games for 1, 5 or 6 games for 4 o'clocks. It's gonna be a fun week. Bears take it on the Packers. Packers are 3-point favorites at home. The number one question mark for this Packers team is how healthy are the receivers, because we got a couple of questionables on the Packers side. We have Wicks, Watson, Jaden Reed, all questionable, all going to be game time decisions. So kind of gauge that if you're playing DFS. Gauge that. Make sure you're on top of things. Jair Alexander is going to be back in this game. He served that 1-game suspension. He's going to be back better than ever. He's going to be back with some fire underneath him. The Packers and Jordan Love, man. Jordan, first and foremost, I'm not biased, Mark B, when I say this, but Jordan Love looks like the real deal. I mean, this guy is out there, 30 touchdowns. He was a snub for the Pro Bowl. Should have been in it. Sorry, Matthew Stafford, but it should have been Jordan Love. This dude looks like the real deal, man. He has earned a lot of money. He's already earned, I think, like $1.5 million in incentives. He's going to earn another 1.5 if he wins today. So he has he has a reason to go out there and just give it his all. Jordan Love looks like the real deal, man. I know the Bears have been phenomenal lately. They have been balling. I think they're top 10 in every defense stat since Eberflus took over the playing calls. So it's not going to be an easy game by any means. It's going to be a tough game. I'm scared. I'm nervous. I'm shaking in my slippers, but I got to roll with the pack here, man. Why? How would I not? We're at home. This is the same thing that happened last year. Mark Speed, he remembers. The Lions went into Lambeau Field and took us down and made us miss the playoffs. The same thing, full circle. Now it's the Bears. Matt LaFleur has never lost to the Chicago Bears. He is 9-0 in his coaching career. Justin Fields has never beat the Packers. He's 0-5 in his career. And he wants to go out there and talk shit about the fans saying there's nothing to do in Green Bay other than watch football. I don't live there. He might be right. I mean, we visited, or used to live there. I visited.
I mean,
There's plenty to do.
I live about 30 minutes south now.
There's plenty to do. We had fun. Listen to this. Packers are going to destroy the Bears just like they did the Vikings. Justin Field is going to have one of his worst games of his career. We're going to pick him twice. He's going to fumble. The Packers defense is going to go out there with a bang. And Jordan Love and company are going to pick up this Packers team. And when all the doubters said that we were not going to make the playoffs, when I said before the season started, I made a video saying we're going to go 9-8 and sneak into the playoffs as a 7 seed. Everybody thought I was crazy. Everybody thought I was smoking crack. But it's going to happen. Packers win 30-20. Go Pack, go.
I got a lot to say about this game. And, you know, I'd love to be devil's advocate. So let me get that first off. Let me get the Bears on the upset.
No way.
Let me get the Bears on the upset.
No.
I understand the history. I understand it fully. But there's also a lot to play for on the Bears because Fields wants to be that quarterback next year. And I think, dude, so I wish I was the GM of the Chicago Bears right now because I believe that they are set up for an awesome bit of success if they don't blow it. And so for the Bears side, let me just say this. For drafting and for this game, Fields is your quarterback. If you trade back out of that number 1 pick, it better not be any lower than where the first non-quarterback will be taken because you need Marvin Harrison on your squad. If I'm the Bears GM, if I trade back, it's to also land Marvin Harrison plus picks, right? And if that's not the case, you do not trade that pick. If you have to stay in pat at 1, you take Marvin Harrison and you take the for surefire good offensive weapon. Because then you have Justin Fields, you have DJ Moore, you have Marvin Harrison. And Cole Kmet. That's pretty disgusting, right? And you take O-line or whatever the trench is next, right? So if the Bears want to screw this up, I've already seen reports about, you know, potential, Fields is only going to cost a 2nd or 3rd round pick. Okay, go ahead and gift that to another team. And you watch crybaby Caleb Williams come in and not be anything better and be average as crap. And, you know, he might not be the savior that you think. I understand people think his ceiling is higher, but in my opinion, this is what you do. As the GM of the Bears, I'm going to hire Jim Harbaugh as best I can because I want a quarterback-minded coach to help my boy Justin Fields. And I'm going to keep Eberflus as my defensive coordinator, even if you got to give him a little raise, because he has done a phenomenal job at that defense ever since he took over the play calling. So I'll give Eberflus that. I think he's a bad head coach, but as far as a defensive guy, he's been amazing. And, I mean, for the Bears, that's how I would run that team. That's how they can pull themselves out of the crap hole that they've been in. And also for the Bears, I mean, you got to face the Pack today, and the Pack are not easy to beat at home. Everyone knows when they play in Lambeau, they play hard for sure, and that's their home because they practice in the freezing cold all year long. And unfortunately, the Pack to me are just too beat up, man. Like I love Jaden Reed to death. You know that for a fact. I've been saying Jaden Reed since week 1 is awesome. Like I love that kid, and the fact that he's banged up makes me real nervous. Like he's honestly the biggest factor for me on that offense because I know Jordan Love's been getting it done with pretty much anybody. But Jaden Reed has been pretty much consistently on the field and his security blanket when he needs it. And if he only has Aaron Jones, like, I mean, that's going to be damn difficult, man. And the Bears defense has been real. And I just don't think the Packers will get it done today. I'm going to take the Bears in the upset, which is going to be shocking because they haven't, like the track record suggests that the Packers should easily win this game. But just given the circumstances, given the injuries, I'm going to take the Bears to win by like 4 to 5 points, like a weird score.
Jalen Johnson is doubtful for this game for the Bears. That's huge for the Packers. I mean, the guy's one of the best cornerbacks in the league. But to talk about the Jim Harbaugh, though, if they do hire Jim Harbaugh, wouldn't he want, you know, he's going to walk in there as the new head coach with the number 1 overall pick. Do you think he's going to stay with Fields, or do you think he's going to draft somebody that he wants to, like his guy? That's the thing with that.
If he likes one of the quarterbacks that much, I mean, whatever, I guess more power to you. It better work out because to me, like Fields has what it takes. He just needs proper coaching and he just needs to be guided.
I'm,
If you add more talent around him, like a Marvin Harrison's kind of an amazing talent to add around a guy.
yeah.
That to me is going, because then at least I would rather invest in that, because then if I need to switch to a veteran quarterback next year after the game, then you have pieces for that veteran quarterback to also succeed. And if you miss on Caleb Williams, everything I've seen of Caleb Williams just shouts that he's going to be a bust, in my opinion, because of the attitude and because of whenever he plays a difficult team, he doesn't play that well. Like,
Yeah.
that's happening in college already. Dude, this is the professional, like this is the NFL, bro. Like, every team is amazing. Every team, like even the Panthers, can destroy the best college team. So I mean, yeah, let me get Jim Harbaugh to keep Fields, because I think he has a good head on his shoulders, and I think that the Marvin Harrison pick is just, it makes way too much sense. Like, you cannot give up on that, because he just seems like such a surefire bet to be a Hall of Famer when he's done with his career.
And thanks, Panthers. Now I have to probably live with Marvin Harrison Jr. for his whole career now going against us. So that's going to be awesome. And who knows what we're going to do with Jair Alexander. I don't know if he's going to get traded or not, but
I just got an update on my phone, by the way. Alvin Kamara is out today.
Oh, he's out. Oh, sheesh. Okay. Does that waiver your pick at all?
It doesn't make me more excited about it, that's for sure, but I'll still take the Saints, because you want to know why? Fuck Arthur Smith.
You need a shirt that says that for next year's shows.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Like, I know I hate using the word hate for players, but like for a coach, I'll use it. And man, I hate Arthur Smith. I hate him.
All right, well, I can't wait to watch the game, man. Let's go down to the Broncos and the Raiders, two teams that don't really care. Sean Payton threw in the white flag, but they still won last week. The fact that they still won, I mean, they went against the Chargers, who have nothing to play for either. But Raiders, you did it again. Every time I pick you guys to win, you lose. Where is that? Are you still smoking cigars? Are you still celebrating in the locker room? Like, what's going on, Raiders? Are you just finally admitting that you're average or below average at that? I mean, come on, Raiders. Broncos on the road here, Raiders at home. Antonio Pierce is, basically playing for his job. I think he's gonna be the head coach next season for them, but Raiders got a lot of problems on their hands. Regardless, I mean, they have a good defense. Their defense plays stellar, but their offense is just, Aiden O'Connell is not the guy. He's not going to be a starter in this league. So the Raiders are probably going to be drafting a quarterback this season, or this draft coming up. Broncos, of course, are going to be looking for a quarterback as well. I got the Raiders here at home. Every time I do this, Raiders lose, but the Broncos are out there playing Jarrett Stidham against the Raiders defense that has been playing way better than they did in the first half of the season. So that being said, Samir White could be in line for a big game, and the Raiders defense can win them this game as well. So give me the Raiders here. Smoke a cigar for me.
Yeah, you and that cigar hate for the Raiders, man. It's great. I have no idea on this game. I have no freaking clue who the heck is going to win this game. It might be a blowout. It might be a last-second field goal. But I need to make up ground. So let me get the Broncos on the road, just because I have no idea. I could literally flip a coin and decide.
Yeah.
So I'll take the Broncos literally for the only fact of I need to make up some ground. So I'm just going to hope that they pull off a win for me here. And at least the narrative that I'm going to go with is Jarrett Stidham is playing against his former team. And not that, I mean, yeah, he has a couple former teams, but I mean, that's like a motivating factor, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
I mean, he is capable of getting a W, and it's not like, I mean, I don't love Stidham and I don't love O'Connell. So I'll just take Stidham to get the upset victory here.
Yeah, I mean, it's really nothing much to talk about for this game. It's just another exhibition game on the slate, and hopefully it's some DraftKings implementations. Yeah. Didn't we both said this last week, didn't we? The Eagles and the Cardinals. I said I was leaning on picking the Cardinals.
Yeah, you were.
We both thought it could be an upset. It happened. Cardinals beat the Eagles. I can't believe it, honestly. Like, what is going on in the Eagles locker room? What is going on with this team? They flat out just imploded, it seems like, this second half of the season. There's reports saying A.J. Brown is the center of the whole frustration in the locker room. I mean, what do you expect? Another diva receiver destroying a team? Like, like AJ Brown has all the freaking talent in the world, man. But these guys, just like with Odell and the Giants, bro, like they go out there and they think they're all big and bad and they want all the receptions, all the freaking give me everything. I want everything. I want all the catches, all the yards, all the touchdowns. Devontae Smith can't do anything. Like, come on, bro. Like, be a team player. My God. Eagles got a lot of going on. They're fighting for that the division. I mean, they have to pray that the Cowboys lose, but we all know that's not going to happen. I got the Eagles winning this game, but it would not shock me if they somehow lost because this team is just they're not going anywhere this year. I picked them to go to the Super Bowl. They're not going. It's going to be the Niners and whoever, probably the Ravens. Like I said, the Ravens been balling, but give me the Eagles here on default because the Giants just don't need a win. They just need to keep losing and hope for a better draft spot next draft. So give me the Eagles here.
Yeah. I mean, I called this back before our game against the Eagles. They were 9-1, and I said, people think they're all big and bad, and they're not as good as y'all think. Like, their offense is not as good as y'all think. And I love that Nick Sirianni is losing the locker room. I think it's great because I think we all like seeing the downfall of people that they don't carry themselves well, and like especially a professional coach that's gonna sit there and yell at fans as he's about to like leave the fans' sight. Like, I mean, you're a weenie, dude. Like, come on. And Nick Sirianni deserves it. And he's not that guy. He's not that coach. Dude looks like he's strung out freaking half the game. I don't know. Like, I just don't like him. And the Eagles deserve this because they do, man. Like, whenever you don't carry yourself as professionals, like that's what establishes good teams is who can win and lose as a professional. And that's at least what I take pride in my team on. And that's what I love about Kyle Shanahan is like even when we lost, like no one made excuses, no one cried about it. No receiver came out to the media and started, whining, bitching, and moaning about getting the ball. We know we're a team and we win and lose as a team. And no one's bigger than the game. And now you got players who think they're bigger than the game in your locker room. And that's when cancer is going to get caused. So you deserve it because you can't get one man in line. He's going to be the alpha in there because that's what's happening. Is like that you're not the alpha of your locker room. So I mean, I'm going to pick the Eagles, but I don't want to, man, because the Giants are at home. Their defense has been straight most of the year, and the Eagles' offenses look like crap. So I mean, divisional game, like the Giants would love to end the year taking out the Eagles just for the fun of it. You know what I mean? Like Brian Daboll is a great coach. But I mean, I'm just going to bet on the Eagles having enough talent to get it done because their players are still good enough. Obviously, like their team is not bad. They're just piss poorly coached. Like they don't have an actual leader on their team. So I'll take the Eagles, but not by much. Probably by like 3 points, man.
Yeah, I mean, Tyrod Taylor looked pretty good. He almost got the upset last week with the Rams. Saquon, come on, dude, catch the ball. Like if Saquon would have caught the ball, they would have won. How fitting is it though? Because last week I needed either the Seahawks or the Rams to lose, right? So the Rams were the first game, and Mason Crosby was out there to kick a 54-yarder to help the Packers control their own destiny, and he shanked it. Like that's just football for you, right? The Giants, I think next year is going to be a better year for them, like especially because they're going to be drafted. I think they should draft a quarterback. Daniel Jones is not going to be the future, and this is the draft to get a quarterback. So I think next year could be a better year for the Giants, no doubt about it. But give me the Eagles. So you're taking the Eagles as well by 3, you said?
Yeah, I'll take the Eagles by 3. I don't want to.
All right. Let's go down to the Seahawks and the Cardinals here. Seahawks now have to hope for the Packers to lose. They're fighting for a playoff spot still. Cardinals have nothing to win or nothing to play for, but they're going to go out there and play hard. Cardinals, with Kyler Murray next year, this team, do you think they're going to stay with Kyler Murray next year?
I believe that they will. I don't see why you would switch. I don't think you're going to find like that crazy of a difference in talent in the draft, personally. And so to me, again, it's about coaching, and it's just about getting your men squared away. And I think that Kyler is plenty talented enough to be a franchise quarterback, and I think that he is good enough to get wins in this league. And they could be good next year if they're coached
Yeah.
right. But we'll see.
Yeah, I think they're going to be way better than. I mean, we all knew they were going to be bad once Kyler Murray was out half the year.
Yeah,
Like that was for sure going to happen. And James Conner has been playing well. Kyler Murray. This team is going to have a high draft pick, so look for the Cardinals to be one of the bounce back teams for next season. That being said, speaking of the Cardinals, they're my upset of the week.
There you go.
Upset of the week. Upset of the week. Upset of the week. Give me the Cardinals here. The Seahawks. I mean, there's nothing really to say about the Seahawks, man. You blew it last week. Your playoff hopes are dead in the water. And the Cardinals are a team that I know they're 4-12. Everyone's like, oh, they suck. But I mean, since Kyler Murray has been back, this team has played a hell of a lot better. And Jonathan Gannon got his little revenge last week on the Eagles, a little revenge game for him. I think the Cardinals are gonna keep that momentum and take it to Arizona with them, holding down the home turf. Give me the Cardinals here in the upset, man. Right now, the Seahawks are 3-point favorites on the road, but something's telling me Kyler Murray is going to have a big game today, so give me the Cardinals.
Yeah, so if you guys lose and the Seahawks lose, you're still in, right? You're still.
I was literally just thinking that too, because I was like, I don't think so, because the Bucks.
No, the Bucks would just win their division. I'm pretty sure both you and the Seahawks lose, you guys are still in, right?
I think so, because if the Bucks lose, they beat us. They beat us this year. So when they own the tiebreaker over us, they'll be 8-9, the same as us.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, we're all planning on the Bucks.
Yeah.
Winning. I mean,
but yeah, the Seahawks lose.
The Bucks lose today, that's going to throw a lot of things out of whack. But let's just say the Bucks win, because that should happen. If you and the Seahawks both lose, because that's what I expect to happen. I think, because I'm also going to take the Cardinals in this upset win. But if you and the Seahawks both lose, then you're still in, right? Because I think you guys are more deserving of the playoff spot than the Seahawks, to be honest.
See, I think no, because the Saints and the Falcons game would be the Falcons beat us this year, so they would be 8-9 if they beat the Saints. And if the Saints win, they'd be 9-8, so they would flip us too. So
dang, dude.
Yeah,
oh, man.
I know.
What's going on? Well, I'm going to take the Cardinals anyway. I guess that means I don't think the Pack's going to make the playoffs. I think it's just because you guys have too many injuries on the offensive side of the ball right now. That's honestly why. I feel like it's bad timing. Yeah, let me get the Cardinals to get this upset win because they're coming off that Eagles win, which gave them all the confidence in the world that they need to get one more dub before the offseason. So, yeah, I think the Cardinals will keep rolling. I think James Conner's going to eat today again. And, yeah, I think they're going to keep it rolling.
All right. The Chiefs taking on the Chargers, and they're benching. Chiefs are benching everybody. Patrick Mahomes will not be playing. It's gonna be Blaine Gabbert playing for the Chiefs. Yeah, cool, fun, yay!
Put them on prime time.
Yeah, gosh. I mean, the 4 o'clocks. Just watch the Packers and Bears and call it a day. Have Red Zone on somewhere, like on the laptop or something. But Chiefs are underdogs with Blaine Gabbert, and Easton Stick is your favorite. Easton Stick versus Blaine Gabbert, everybody. Fun game to watch, right? Chargers are at home. 3.5 points is the spread. This one's tough to even pick because, I mean, Chargers just lost last week to the Broncos and Jarrett Stidham. So give me the Chargers to win this game. I mean, I just don't blame. I think the Chiefs are going to be benching everybody known to man. So by default, home team wins. Give me the Chargers.
Yeah, that's another exhibition game that I have no idea, and I'm going to take the Chiefs because I don't know again. But at least, I mean, the Chiefs have at least a somewhat winning culture, even though you all know how I feel about Patrick Mahomes now, and I think the dynasty is over for good.
Yeah.
But let me get the Chiefs to be a complete team this week, even if they're playing the backups. I still think that they're far better coached. Andy Reid's still going to put together a good enough game plan to have the offense at least move the football. I feel like this will be a field goal fest, to be honest. So I'll take the Chiefs to get one more field goal than the Chargers.
Ooh, Harrison Butker time. My guy Virgil with a $5 dono. Congrats, Max. $5 for 5,000 subscribers. Wow, from the beginning, bro. Great work. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. How you doing, Virgil? Appreciate you so much for that dono, man. And just to let everybody know, tomorrow I'm going to be tomorrow Tuesday I'll be making the video for the jersey giveaway because I told y'all once I get 5K, I'm giving away a jersey. So be on the lookout for that video and how to enter. Spencer, it's going to be the best game all day. Yeah, I cannot. Grab your popcorn for that game, man. Jeez. Rams taking on the Niners. Knipe, I know your team has nothing to play for, but
nope, because we got number 1 seed.
Break down this game for us if you can.
Dude, it's so awesome that we get to relax this week. I love it. It's great. I'm so I was so shocked that the Cardinals actually beat the Eagles last week because I was like, man, that's what we need to get to clinch the number 1 seed this week, and it happened. I was like, wow, that's not expected, but I'll gladly take it.
Yeah.
So Sam Darnold will be leading the troops today. I'm pretty sure my offensive skill player, besides obviously Christian McCaffrey, won't be in, but a few offensive skill players will play for I believe the first half. And I think that'll be long enough to give us a decent enough lead to maintain it. And the Rams are starting Carson Wentz. Nobody's playing for anything really. And a lot of the key players are going to be out on both sides, especially after halftime. So I'll take the home team here. My 49ers, I've taken them every single week because I am biased. I don't give a crap.
Yeah, we all know you're biased. No.
Like I said the whole year though, my team is good enough to pick every single week with some confidence. And I'll take them again here because, I'm going to take them all the way to the Super Bowl, baby. Let's go.
You already know I'm picking y'all too. Even with the backups, the Rams, like you said, have nothing to play for other than Puka Nacua. He could break the single season rookie receiving record today with like 30 yards. So I think
he's either going to force feed that until it happens, and then they'll probably go with Kyron and stuff.
No, he's not playing. Kyron's out. So
they're actually going to take Kyron out?
Yeah, they're benching Kyron. They're benching Matt Stafford, Cooper Kupp. They're going to have Puka out there probably for a quarter, hopefully to get that, and then he's going to get taken out. If the Niners do win and the Packers win, so we would be the 6th seed in the NFC, and they would be the 7th seed. So depending on who wins today, that could determine, swap around some things, but give me the Niners here. Sam Darnold, is he going to see ghosts today? Who knows? I mean, he saw ghosts against the Ravens, but Niners and the backups, Eli Mitchell, should be able to hold down the fort for McCaffrey, and Niners should win easily. And then this game, I mean, come on now. We don't even need to talk about this game. The Cowboys are going to win against the Commanders. The Commanders are going to fire Ron Rivera tomorrow. This is his last game as a Commanders head coach. He's done. Give me the Cowboys winning this game by a freaking 30-point blowout. This game is going to be ugly. If they somehow lose this game, bro, I'm going to be like, what the hell, French? Come on. But I got the Cowboys destroying the Commanders here.
Yeah, this one should be, like you said, rather easy. I'm going to say Cowboys by 20. And Dak to CD should be another awesome little experience, even though I think they'll get a few other people involved today. Because obviously they don't want to overwork CD before the playoffs. But man, what an awesome receiver. Great year. Him and Tyreek Hill were just on a whole other level compared to every other receiver in the league. And congrats to them. It's awesome when you see guys perform that well. So CD, Tyreek, y'all did your thing. Hell of a job. Great year. Keep it rolling in the playoffs because that's what we want to see. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, both of them are going to be all pro first team.
I think the whole world is wanting the Cowboys versus the Niners for the NFC Championship, and that'll be awesome. I hope that happens.
No, the whole world wants Packers versus the whole world wants Packers versus the Niners, man. Come on. We have the history.
Get out of here.
No, I do not want to see y'all. Hell no. Daniel Molina's in the house. The poll shows the Bears as favorites with your fault. Yeah, I know the poll. Yeah, they're picking the Bears, man. Thanks, guys. I thought we were all friends here. I mean, come on.
They're all biased too.
Jesus, you guys are mean. You guys are bullies. This is what cyberbullying is. It's you guys picking against me all the time, man. Gosh. Game of the week. Game of the week right here. This is a huge game because the Bills, if they lose, they're out. They're out. So they have to win this game. The Dolphins can lose and still make it to the playoffs. Oh, God, this is going to be a fun game to watch, bro. Bills are favorites by 3 points on the road, which is shocking because the Dolphins play hell of a lot better at home. Thank God everybody's safe from that fire for Tariq Hill. I mean, that was crazy to see earlier in this week. Watch your kids, man. Don't let them play with a lighter, please, guys and girls. Just keep an eye on your kids. Bills, they've been red hot, bro. They've won 4 in a row now or 5 in a row now. That the Bills, they look like the real deal. Josh Allen in the red zone, 33 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. I mean, dude's been playing a hell of a lot better this year, especially the second half of the year. He's been taking care of the football a lot better. And let me talk to you for a second here, Knight. Why do you keep disrespecting the Ravens?
I don't know.
Why do you keep disrespecting the Ravens?
Sorry,
Last week you said, "Oh, the Dolphins are going to win the AFC. They're going to beat the Ravens. They're going to do it." They got boat raced by the Ravens. I've been telling you, this is what the Ravens do to people. They don't just win; they beat you apart. They beat you down. I mean, the Dolphins, every time they had to play somebody good other than the Cowboys, they fold. And, this is where the lights shine the brightest right here, Sunday Night Football. They're going to fold once again like origami. Give me the Bills winning this game, winning that division, coming back like Randy Orton out of nowhere and taking that division. Bills win by a touchdown. Josh Allen, he's going to wreck shop in the playoffs this season.
Yeah, my pick last week would look real bad. Ravens, I'm so sorry. I have no reason to disrespect you, but yeah, I did. And hey, you made me look like a fool. Which, hey, more power to you, man. That's awesome. Dolphins. I am still gonna go with them as my Super Bowl pick for the AFC, even though it seems like they won't do it because they have been performing poorly against good teams. I still think that they can because their offense is definitely good enough to compete with anybody. And they gotta get hot at the right time. And I feel like this could be that final loss before things are gonna get real, and then you got to go on your little run. And I don't know how exactly the seeding is gonna work out, but I can see I still don't think the Ravens are gonna make the Super Bowl. I know I've been disrespecting them, blah blah. They might end up doing it, whatever. But I think the Bills can beat the Ravens, and then the Dolphins can beat the Bills in the playoffs. If that's how the seeding works out, I think that's going to be what happens. But for right now, I'll take the Bills as well because of the fact that they're going to play with such urgency. And Josh Allen is just he's that dude, and he can definitely step up in these moments. So I think Josh Allen is definitely going to get a rushing touchdown at least today. I think Josh Allen's the quarterback of the whole of the year to play in any fantasy. He's the number 1 quarterback on the year for a reason. And I think dude, I listened to something the other day. It said his last 4 finishes was 1-1-2-1 as far as QBs in fantasy, which is damn, dude, holy shit. That's awesome. Good for you, Josh. And I love Josh Allen. He's just an all-around awesome dude to root for. Like I said, he's to me the Brett Favre of our generation. You know what I mean? Just of this generation. And good for him. And let's go Bills. Come on, get this. Because the Bills don't deserve to be out of the playoffs by any stretch. The Bills are far better than the Steelers. And if the Steelers get in and the Bills don't, I love Mike Tomlin to death. But Mike Tomlin, you don't deserve it over the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen and Sean McDermott, those guys deserve it. And I think that they will show it tonight on Sunday Night Football that they are good enough to get into the playoffs. And both these teams are playoff worthy, so I think they'll both be in. Yeah,
especially because the Steelers are going to be without TJ Watt now if they do make the playoffs. Yeah. So just for seeding wise, if the Bills do win this game, the Dolphins would be the 6th seed, and they'd be taking on the Chiefs in the first round.
Okay, who would the Bills be playing?
The Bills would be playing the 7th seed, so it would be Texans.
Okay, so then if the Dolphins won that first round, then I think that because then the number 1 seed would play the lowest remaining seed, right? So then the Dolphins would probably play the Ravens again. So then that's when my money shows up, and hopefully hopefully the Dolphins will beat the Ravens that week, but we'll see.
Yeah, it just depends on the games today where the seeding is, but that for sure will happen. The 3 and 6, the Chiefs locked in the 3 seed already, and the Dolphins would fall to 6 if they lose. So appreciate the 13 still in the house, man. We're going to the DraftKings side of the show. It's gonna be hard this week with some DraftKings, bro, because a lot of these teams are gonna be benching their guys, and it's just kind of how you play it. I like the lineup that I put together this week. Did you get a lineup in?
I made one. I just forgot to send it to you because I've been
Okay.
insanely busy moving stuff and building stuff in my house. So,
Well, at least you got one. So,
yeah.
For quarterbacks, you could go this route. You could pay up for Prescott or for Hurts because both of them technically need to win this game, so they're going to be out there playing. My concern is Prescott. I mean, it might be a blowout, but it might be because of Dak Prescott doing the work. So if you want to pay up, I'd probably say Prescott is my number one pay up spot for quarterback this week. But I went low. Well, not low. I went mid tier because I got to roll with my guy. Man. Jordan Love as my quarterback. I'm going to be all eyes to the TV. This guy, if we win this game, it's because of him. Jordan Love should do what he does. Look at this, man. This is his first year as a starter. Almost 4,000 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, 4 rushing touchdowns. This guy is a flat-out beast, and everybody should finally admit it. Go ahead, say you were wrong about Jordan Love. Come on now. Jordan Love is my go-to guy as quarterback today in fantasy in DraftKings.
I like that. Yeah, Jordan Love has been awesome, man. And I mean, congrats to you guys for picking a good quarterback and developing him, and just basically doing what you did before. You guys follow the blueprint, and that's why I respect the Green Bay Packers organization, because you guys are professionals. You don't think the fan noise. You know what I mean? You kind of just make decisions in a strategic way that I enjoy watching teams do. Because you can't always listen to just what the fans say. Because if that was the case, who's actually running the team and who's making the quality decisions. And I think in my lineup I picked Kyler Murray as my quarterback for the rushing upside, and also because they at least have something to play for today. Because they want to keep the Seahawks out of contention, and it's a divisional game, and they're at home. So I mean, yeah, divisional kind of is a little bit scary, but Kyler Murray can, he can use those little legs to run around. So, dude, he looks so funny when I love Kyler Murray, to be honest. Like, at least as far as a player, like as a person, he's like whatever. But as a player on the field, he's so funny to watch when he runs, because it looks like he's running so fast because his feet are just moving so damn quick. It looks hilarious. But I'll take Kyler Murray as my quarterback this week.
Nice pick. I mean, he's going to be out there playing his hardest, so that's a good spot there. 6.4K for him. For running backs, I went, so the big dogs are out. Kyron Williams doubtful. Christian McCaffrey out. Kamara is now out as well. So there's 3 out of the top 4 guys off the slate. Pacheco's questionable. I don't think he's going to be playing. So I went with the for sure top guy that is going to be playing, Rachaad White, at 7.6K. And we played him against Carolina this week as well. We said he was a free square. He only got 19.6, which I thought he was going to get more than that, but still saw 20 carries, 84 yards, and a touchdown. With Baker Mayfield banged up, I think they're going to have to rely more on him today. So Rachaad White at 7.6K is a great play.
Yeah, I feel like Rachaad White is like the guaranteed play of the day. I feel like he should be in everyone's lineup, even if he's rostered across every platform.
Yeah, I think he's going to be very high owned. And then I went down a little bit to Kenneth Walker against Arizona. Same spot. I mean, Seahawks got the play to win, and Kenneth Walker was doing really well until he got banged up last week and missed the rest of the game, I think. So if he's fully healthy, which he is, I think we see 19 to 20 carries for him against the Arizona's team that has been giving up fantasy points to the running back spot. He scored 16 against them in week 7, 26 carries, 105 yards in that game. So I think, the Seahawks are fighting for that playoff spot. So they're going to be out there going their hardest. So went with him. And then for my flex, I went with running back as well. And I went with Zamir White. I've been playing this guy almost every single week. Josh Jacobs has been out the last 3 weeks, and now he's out again this week. So they're going to have to rely on Zamir White. And this is a great matchup against the Denver defense, who knows how hard they're going to be out there playing. But Zamir White's been playing really well, and he's 6K. Fire him up again.
Yeah, I think I also grabbed Zamir White. So I had Zamir White, Rashad White, and I think for my flex, I went. Where did I go? Go back to the list real quick. I'm pretty sure I went Aaron Jones.
Oh, okay.
And I know I went Aaron Jones or Zeke. I went with one of them because of PPR, because DraftKings is PPR, and I feel like these guys will get. I think Aaron Jones and Zeke are good picks today for your lineups because I think they're both going to get a decent amount of catches. Even though you guys haven't been using Aaron Jones a lot as a pass catcher, I think today you're going to need to because the Bears don't really allow people to just run all over them, and you guys are also short on receiver.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Aaron Jones, that's what his forte has been most of his career, is being an awesome receiver out of the backfield. And so I think Aaron Jones is a great pick today. And then Ezekiel Elliott, like I said earlier, the Jets defensively are at least susceptible to the run. And Zeke can also catch a bunch of passes, and he gets plenty of looks in the passing game. So, I mean, if you get an extra 5 catches, that's an extra 50 yards,
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. So, let me get Zeke and or Aaron Jones.
There's a couple of guys that I want to point out for value. I'm not going this route, but you could. Royce Freeman, Rams, 4.4K. He should be the guy that's going to get the ball because Kyron Williams is out, like we touched on earlier. Eli Mitchell as well for the Niners. He's going to be in line for a big game.
Mm-hmm.
Also for the Browns, I don't know if they're going to be playing Pierre Strong or Kareem.
Strong.
Okay, so Pierre Strong's at a 4K flat.
I can't imagine they're going to overwork Kareem Hunt, a veteran. You know what I mean? Because what is a veteran going to gain from playing super hard in the laps? Like he's going to get the treatment that most other veterans are getting. And I honestly, if Kareem plays at all, I'd kind of be shocked. Like if he gets more than 10 snaps, I'd be shocked. I think Pierre Strong's going to get fed today. So if you want to play him, that makes sense. Even though his talent's not really there, but whatever.
What's up, Kenneth? My running backs are Jahmyr Gibbs and Travis Etienne. Yeah, Etienne's another good choice today because Trevor Lawrence is banged up. We don't know how healthy he's going to be. So,
that Jags O-line makes me so I love Etienne to death. I think Etienne's an awesome talent. His O-line is just so trash that makes me nervous. But he's also a good PPR guy because he can catch plenty of balls. The Gibbs pick, I love. Also, again, I love Gibbs, but I don't know if I love Gibbs today. I think that if I'm a coach, if I'm Dan Campbell, I would rather overwork David Montgomery on a game like today because David Montgomery is he's that bruising back who's built to take 20, 25, 26 carries. And Jahmyr Gibbs is too talented to get hurt in a game like today that doesn't mean anything for them, or doesn't really mean anything for them. So I don't think that they're going to overwork Gibbs by any means. So to me, for Gibbs, you're expecting a home run, which he can deliver a home run for sure. He can give you a 60-yard touchdown. But I think David Montgomery is going to get the bulk of the work today. And I think that any goal line opportunities will go to David Montgomery, again, for the injury concerns. And also just because he's the bigger back. So I'll take Montgomery over Gibbs, at least just today.
So how crazy is this? So Montgomery needs 25 yards for 1,000, and Gibbs needs 85 yards for 1,000. They could have 2 1,000-yard backs in a season.
85. He's gonna have to. Gibbs is gonna have to bust a real big run in order to get that today. I just don't see. I think Gibbs will get like 45 yards rushing, maybe like 23 yards receiving, no touchdown. Maybe like 3 receptions. That's kind of how I see the day going for him because I wouldn't overwork Gibbs. Like he's your best talent in the backfield, and Dan Campbell should know that and should take care of his talent before the playoffs.
Yeah, we'll see how they play it. For receivers, I went to the very top of the echelon, baby. I went with CeeDee Lamb. I paid that 9.3, and I felt good about it too because listen, I said it could be a blowout, but it might be because of CeeDee Lamb blowing these guys out against the Commanders. This dude is just a cheat code, man. I mean, look what happened against the Lions. 13 catches, 227 yards, and a touchdown. My Lord, man. All-pro CeeDee Lamb. This dude is he does it all for the Cowboys, and he's a target funnel. So I paid up for him because of all the value on the slate. It's easy to do it. So Give me CeeDee Lamb at the top. Now, I might have to readjust this lineup because a lot of my players are a game time decision. Because we touched on them, Christian Kirk is 3K flat. If Christian Kirk can play at 3K, that's what's good about him because he plays at 1 o'clock, so you have time to like adjust your lineup. But I'm telling you guys, if he's active, play this man. He's a free square at 3,000 salary. I mean, he'll catch fire with 10 points, and then he will be extremely high owned. So just take that, monitor it if you are building lineups, and then also you got to monitor this guy right here because you got to go with the stack. Jaden Reed, he has been practicing this week on a limited basis, but he's questionable to play with a chest injury. Right now, Reed is he's the guy, man. Like he's the number one guy. I love Dobbs. I mean, our receiving core is pretty solid, man. But Jaden Reed, they use him a lot with the jet sweeps, with the trickery plays. He seems like he does it all in this offense, and I really think he's going to be out there playing because everybody knows how big this game is for the Packers. So I went with Jaden Reed, and then for that was my 3 receivers right there. So monitor it. A lot of injury question tags. Just make sure you're monitoring everything before the lock.
Yeah. So I don't remember all of my receivers, but I really like Jackson Smith and Jigba today.
Okay.
A rookie who's rookies usually come on at the end of the year, and he's been coming on at the end of the year. His point total has been pretty nice the last few weeks. And Tyler Lockett is a thing of the past at this point. It's DK Metcalf and JSN. So Arizona Cardinals defense, even though they played decent last week, they're still a joke of a defense, and they can still be got through the air easily. So let me get JSN to have himself a decent game, even though I think the Cardinals will still win because I think Kyler will do enough to get it done. I want JSN on my squad today. I'm also going to take Terry McLaurin. Because if I think the Cowboys are going to be well ahead, obviously that means that the Commanders are going to be throwing the ball like crazy. And I mean, what better way than last week to, actually feature your best wide receiver, you freaking joke of a coaching staff, dude. This team pisses me off, dude. It makes me, because you know how much I like Jahan Dotson and Terry McLaurin. Like, yeah. I love these guys since they've been in college, since they've been in the league. Like, these guys, both these receivers are so amazing. And they need to, like, for a team that throws the ball the most in the league, you're telling me that those guys are not averaging over 10 targets a game? Like, it just makes zero sense. But let's hope that Terry McLaurin can get it done today. And then let's see, go ahead and go down a little bit. I think I went a little bit cheaper on my last receiver. I think I took Brandon Cooks because I don't know that CeeDee Lamb will get overworked today. And Brandon Cooks has at least been when he's hit big. So
yeah,
let me get Brandon Cooks to be the auxiliary option to CD today, and because I could just see them wanting to give Cooks more work than CD. Like if I was a coach, I would give more targets to Cooks today than CD because obviously the Cowboys are in the playoffs. They don't need to overwork their studs. Just the same with Jahmyr Gibbs. I would have some common sense about it and not overwork your stars. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For the value, though, there's a lot of ways to pivot. So I'm over here playing Kirk at 3K, but I can go up if he doesn't miss, and I'll play Ronnie Bell. I mean, you could attest to this. Ronnie Bell's probably going to play a lot today with, so 3.2K, you can go up from 3K from Kirk if he's out. So that's a pivot right there. And then also you can look at a guy like Tutu Atwell, who's 3.3K. They're not playing Cooper Kupp. Who knows how long that, Nakua is going to play. Also, there was another guy.
Don't play Nakua. If I was playing DFS, do not play Nakua. You're going to need him to get, he's not going to get his normal 100 plus yards and a touchdown or some crap. Like they're going to take him out as soon as he reaches the milestone. And because Sean McVay's not a dummy, he's going to save him. He's basically Cooper Kupp, and you don't put those guys out there for risk of injury unless they're going for a record like that, and he'll take them out as soon as he gets it.
Yeah, exactly. Don't spend all that money on a guy that's going to play one quarter.
Yeah.
Jalen Hyatt could be in play at 3.3K, and then also from the Packers side, Bo Milton. So if Jada Reed doesn't play and Wicks doesn't play, then Bo Milton is going to be playing a lot more. So he's been featured the last 2 weeks in this offense. 44 yards here, 9 targets last week, 105 yards and a touchdown. So he's been stepping up. when the guys have been out. So
Yeah, I like that.
just a quick some value right there for receivers. Tight end, I went very value because they're not playing David Njoku, so I went with where is he at? Harrison Bryant
Oh yeah, Harrison
from the Browns.
Yeah, that's stud.
Yeah, that guy right here. Look at this guy. He's happy he's going to be playing today, right? 2.5K. That's going to be another value spot. That's how you can pay up for, top running backs, top receivers. Harrison Bryant. I mean, it's a punt play, but he's going to be out there running routes and running around. So if he gives you 5 catches for 60, 70 yards, that's going to be way more than what you thought. So I went with Harrison Bryant, but if you do want to pay up, one of my favorite guys is Tucker Kraft for the Packers. I'm circling the games that have meaning behind it. So like this Bears and Packers game is going to be very, very popular, I feel like, in DraftKings today. So Kraft, even though Musgrave is questionable, he just got activated off the IR, but who knows if he's going to be active or not. And if you want to spin up, I think the best guy is probably going to be either
I think McBride's the best tight end to play this week, honestly.
Oh yeah, McBride. That's 6K though. Sheesh.
I understand.
Yeah.
But I like him and Jake Ferguson. I mean, I love Jake Ferguson, but
I also like Evan Ingram too at 5.4. But what'd you go with tight end?
I honestly don't remember. I think I went cheap because I was I was running out of cash there. Let's see, keep going down. I think I went Kate Otten.
Okay. 3.1K.
Yeah, just not for any particular reason, just save some cash. And at least his team is playing for the division, so there's some motivation there.
Yeah. Defense, I went low because I had to, and I might have to pivot. So I went with the Broncos for right now at 2.8K against the Raiders. I don't feel good about it. I mean, this game is going to be no one really wants to win, honestly. So take it with what you got. I might have to go down and go to the Rams against you guys. I know you're playing the backup, so that'll be my only thing.
Makes sense.
And I might need that $200 of salary, so I might have to go down to Rams depending on the injury stuff. But you could just flat out punt and go with Giants against the Eagles.
That's what I did. I was just I had to save some money because I went when you spend a little bit more on the quarterback, you kind of have to make some sacrifice picks. And I took the Giants just because they were the second cheapest, I think. Their defenses at least look straight. They're at home. They want to mess with the Eagles one more time before the year's over. And the Giants can at least they might not give up. They might give up a lot of points, but they could also be that team that gets like a fumble 6 or a pick. You know what I mean? Because the Eagles are in disarray right now. So I mean, it wouldn't shock me if they had an ugly turnover that turned into a touchdown.
Yeah. I'm trying to see if you do want to pay up, who would be the best option. My thing would probably be Buccaneers at 3.9K.
That's what
maybe the Cowboys against the Commanders if you want to pay all the way up. But I feel like in this slate,
getting garbage time points. You're hoping that for turnovers in the Cowboys game, but I think the Bucs have a better chance of returning value because not only will they give up next to no points, but then there's also the chance of turnover. So I think the Bucs to me are the best play this week if you can afford that defense.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. Well, my lineup did pretty good last week. I won $20 from $4, so make it rain, baby. Hopefully, we do it again for the last regular season. I know they're gonna have DraftKings for playoffs and all that stuff, but hey, good night, man. What a year on the show. You know what I'm saying? Good luck to everyone who needs their team to win, other than Chicago Bears fans. I mean, you don't need to win this game, so just throw it. Just throw it. Oh. Jonathan asked a question before we head out. Who you guys got on tomorrow's national championship game?
Dude, I love Michael Penix to death, so I'm just going to pick him. But I mean, I don't think they're going to win, but I want Penix to win because to me he looks like a left-handed Lamar Jackson. And I know I've been dogging the Ravens, left and right, but maybe it's just because I'm, salty about the loss. But I mean, Lamar Jackson's awesome. He's the MVP, and I think Penix is like that left-handed version of Lamar Jackson. So. I will take Washington in I'm assuming upset win. I didn't look at the line yet, but I'm guessing that the Michigan Wolverines are favored. So I will take the upsets in the Washington Huskies.
Let me check the line real quick, but I'm pretty sure it's Michigan.
Michigan has to be favored, I would imagine. But probably I bet it's like 6.5 Michigan.
Let's see. It is 4.5 Michigan. Yeah, so Michigan's favorite. I think it's gonna be a great national championship game. I'm happy these two teams made it. Alabama, if Milroe if he can find somebody open, then Bama would have probably won that game. But I'm gonna go with Michigan. I think it's Jim Harbaugh's year, even though all the stuff that happened with Michigan, like the scandals and all that stuff. This could be Jim Harbaugh's last game as a Michigan Wolverine head coach. He might leave before things get crazy, before they start punishing the team. So I think Michigan is going to win this game. I think they're going to rely on Corum, the running back, who's been balling for them. And even though I love Penix. He's way better than JJ McCartney, like by far. But I think Michigan's defense can win them this game. It's gonna be a fun one.
I don't care too much about college on it. I mean, I do obviously because I love the NFL and that's what feeds into it. But I like players. I like rooting for certain players in college, and I just really like Michael Penix. I think whoever gets him in the NFL, like to me, he should be drafted above Drake May. I think that I wouldn't even mind if he was the first quarterback taken, to be quite honest with you, because he's not a dickhead. He's not like Caleb Williams. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have an attitude problem. I think Penix is going to be the best quarterback out of this next draft. Just like how Lamar Jackson was disrespected in the draft. Like that didn't make any sense to me either at the time. Like he went like the 25th pick. Like what?
No, he went last. He was the 32nd pick in the first round.
I'm sorry, yes, yeah, he was the last pick of the first round. But similar to that, I think that Penix is going to outperform where he gets takes. I don't think he'll be the first quarterback drafted because teams are going to cave to the media of Drake May and Caleb Williams. But I think Penix is going to be the best quarterback out of the bunch of this class, and we'll see if I'm right.
Yeah. Daniel says Jim Wins gets kicked out of the NCAA and comes to Chicago.
Like I said, dude, if I'm the GM of the Bears, dude, I wished I was, because they have the opportunity to do something amazing this year. And if they just don't screw it up, they could be awesome next year. And I think that you keep Fields, you draft that boy Marvin Harrison because he's a freaking beast, and you get Jim Harbaugh on your squad, and I think you're good.
Hell yeah, Super Miguel! Happy belated birthday, by the way, buddy. All right, bro. We're gonna be heading out tonight. Fun year.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully we'll see you next year on the show as well. And whenever you want to talk some baseball, bro, let me know. The Dodgers are gonna be a team to look out for this year. So
I was actually going to tell you about that. I was going to say at least we should call some Dodgers and Yankees games. I'll see if we can, because I'm going to get a better setup. I'm still get my life together over here now living in Wisconsin. So, but once I get everything all set up, we can. I love me some baseball, bro.
Yeah.
I will definitely. I would love to call a game with you, like do a little side by side. We'll be like Jim Nance and Phil Simms.
Yeah, man. June 7th through the 9th is when the Yankees and Dodgers play. So you got time. Time.
What is Valhalla saying over there?
I just highlighted Valhalla because he's the guy I was telling you about for the fantasy baseball.
Oh, okay.
He's the Dodger fan as well. So
yeah.
Yeah, man. Have a great it's not the last Sunday football, but regular season.
Football gets real fun in a week from now.
Yeah, we don't get to watch the Panthers anymore, thank God. Teams like that, that's what I love. I'm like, get these guys off my TV screen finally.
Playoffs are the best, man. I love NFL football playoffs.
Yeah, man. Good luck to your teams other than the Bears. Good luck to your DraftKings. It's been a fun year. We're heading out. It's always love, peace, chicken grease on Max Coverage TV. I will let you know if I do call a game or not today, guys. We'll see. I might call the Packers game. We'll see. Depending on how I feel. I feel a little bit better today. So you might see me call the Packers and Bears today. You know what I'm saying? Go Pack, go. And I'll let you know. I'm out of here. Peace.